pleased with the effort. I felt challenged our team to really have a good week this week and make some progress and grow as a team and a program. I felt like it was the most consistent week we've had in a while with all the things that we're doing. The practices, what we're doing off the field, just with the accountability and dependability of our guys, whether it be academically and taking care of their business. Felt like we had a good week. The scrimmage today, overall, was pleased. Obviously, it's not always pretty. We're a little watered down. I wish we could get it more at full strength at certain positions, but you still see the progress. I thought offensively they moved the ball some, and defensively came up with some stops and some big plays at times. But I still like the direction where we're headed. I like the balance of our offense. I felt like we're getting better at throwing the ball down the field, and we need to continue to get back at full strength at the receiver position. When that happens, I think you'll see us take another big step forward with what we're doing. So again, just pleased. Again, we have a long way to go. We have a lot of work to do, but I like this team is starting to grow a little bit.
Patrick looked like he was pretty dialed in today. You talk about throwing it down the field. He threw two of the better deep balls we've seen thrown around here in a long while.
Yeah, and he's been doing that, and we've been working on that, or taking our shots, and we've been hitting more and more, and it was good to see him throw it. I was standing directly behind him when he threw the one to Blake, and I thought Blake did a nice job of adjusting and running underneath that and coming down with the catch, and that's what a quarterback needs, is for the receivers to come down with some big plays for him. And so I thought that was well executed, and again, we're getting better.
Is he separating himself at all?
No, I wouldn't say that, because as I told you after one of the other practices, is I felt like it does go back and forth. There are times when one or the other really shines and has a big day. Patrick has done a nice job. I feel like he's getting better, and that's the most important thing. Rather than naming a starter, I need both all the guys to get better, and in particular at quarterback, and I feel like those guys are getting better.
You want to see them making the consistent play and the play that you always made.
Right.
Did make. You see that today?
I did, for the most part. I saw routine plays look routine, and it didn't appear to be too many drops off the top of my head. Felt like just throwing and catching the ball, and we were more accurate, more efficient at the routine plays. We didn't get behind the chains too much, not too sloppy.
What do you say about Josh Morris had a couple of interceptions today? Is he really becoming what you need him to be? Flanagan took the one.
Okay. Well, you've heard me talk about a lot. He's very good at pass coverage. You probably heard us yelling at him a few times in the run game. I heard Coach Elliott more than me. But we need to be more consistent there. We only get so many opportunities where we're completely live. We're not, still not quite as deep as we need to be, where we could go scrimmage so many times. But you do see some bad plays stick out in the run game when we go live, and he had a few missed tackles in there. So that's where he knows he needs to improve. But he has great range, and he's very good in space, and he makes some big plays in the pass game. We just got to be more consistent, and that's a lot of guys.
Huguenin was really disruptive, it seemed like today, especially getting his hand up, and I think he batted down 2 or 3 balls.
He's been a good player. We expect him to. He's a senior, and he's going to have a big year. He'll play well, and he played some good football for us a year ago, but he's behind some good players.
The offensive line starting to look like they're supposed to look.
Yeah, I think across the board we're starting to look better. You all see us, maybe you tell me, but yeah, I think I feel like our young players are have the body types we're looking for, and have the size, and have some ability. So I like that when we're getting into the depth where you're developing players that are going to be players down the road. So an O-line and D-line are always hard positions to develop for us. We got to get a lot of guys, and we got to get them in here and get them eating and get them lifted and develop them. So that's right.
What you're trying to do with defense is Huguenin is one of the guys that you feel like you depend on to make good plays.
Oh yeah. I have a lot of confidence in Farrell. I think he's going to be a very good player. He's played good football for us. He's just got a bigger role.
What's it say that Ware's already out here running your first team and
Yeah.
looked like he belonged.
He
a lot
does,
of the time.
he does. He, unfortunately, those were a few things that popped up today that I didn't like when we lost leverage on some plays, and that's where that experience comes in, and that's where coming and playing in a scrimmage situation, a game situation, that he needs those valuable reps. Because he made some mistakes today that are gonna be great to see on film, and great teaching tools for him, and we need more and more of that. So he's got the ability, it's just the experience. We're asking him to do a lot. And, he's used to putting his hand in the dirt and going after the quarterback, and now he's got to do a lot of things. And he did lose leverage a few times today that I noticed right away that we've got to get fixed.
What'd you think of the tackling? I'm sorry, what'd you think of the tackling?
Overall, it didn't, it was about what I expected. I felt like there was some good physical tackles in there at times, and then there were some that were unacceptable, in particular with inside when we had a couple runs that really they shouldn't have been there. And that's what we can't have. You can't have a 5-yard run turn into a 15-yard run. And I saw Josh miss one that happened. I saw a couple on the perimeter that was like missed tackles. But over here, that's what you expect in the spring at this point. We've only teamed it up live a couple times, and we certainly need to improve. But I thought physically we're getting better, and I see some guys with some pop and some thump at times that we didn't always have.
As a guy that hasn't had a tight end passing threat since he's been here,
Yeah.
you pumping your fist watching what CJ coming in.
Absolutely. You guys saw it today. You've heard a lot of people talk about him this spring. And, he's a guy that the sky's the limit for him. He's a really great kid. He works extremely hard. He does everything right on the field, off the field. He's a good student, and made some big plays today. And he's going to be a guy that will play an awful lot of snaps for us.
Or then kept being out, or those bad injuries or anything?
Yeah, nothing major. Nothing major. JoJo's been very sick. He should be back soon. And Michael has an ankle sprain. So.
With his injuries, is it hard to say what to expect from Timmons this fall?
Well, we expect Brian to have a big year. He's played a lot of football for us at times around here. Certainly my first year, he was one of the very few guys as a freshman that we were trying to funnel the ball to all the time. And now we have other players that can make plays and we have much more depth. And I think that will only help Brian. Be a guy out there that where all the attention is always on him. And I felt like at times last year he did some very good things. But again, he had a lot on his plate, and he's going into his junior year. And we expect him to have a big year. He's always worked extremely hard. He cares a lot about the program, so we anticipate a big year.
Wes McLean seemed to be kind of a little bit of everywhere, and he was also, kind of telling people where to go. And
Yeah.
Is he developing into that leader you want?
Yeah,
him to be?
he's played a lot of football for us as well. So he's again, you've heard me talk. He's a good, versatile guy, and played a lot of football. And he started getting more confident out there.
How important is it to see guys who step up when there's a crowd out there, fans around watching?
That's part of it. I think that's part of it. I need to probably open it up all the time so we have great energy. But really, we had a good week. I was pleased. Yesterday we had to go in shorts, as I mentioned, but I felt like the guys were really focused and had good energy. We had a good, solid week, and that's something to build on. That's what we need to do. That's the consistency that we need to have to grow as a program.
Looked like your big fullback Jacob Hyde put a couple guys on their back today.
Yeah, he does that just about every day. So we'll have to look at the film, but he likes to roll. We had to pull him over again. That happened to me today. They kept on telling me we had 10 on defense, and I said no, he was a nose guard in blue. Okay. Yeah.
Everybody good?
Good. All right.
Good
Thank
couple
you.
players.
Yep.